A.J. Quartermain's shocking return, when the dead rise again in Port Charles. In the wild world of General Hospital, death has always been more of a temporary inconvenience than a permanent farewell. Now, explosive rumors are circulating that one of Port Charles' most controversial figures is about to make a stunning comeback that will send shockwaves through the Quartermain family and beyond. The resurrection nobody saw coming. A.J. Quartermain, the black sheep of the prestigious Quartermain dynasty, has been presumed dead since 2014 when Sonny Corinthos shot him in cold blood. But in the supernatural realm of soap opera storytelling, death certificates are merely suggestions. Recent whispers suggest that A.J.'s return is imminent, and it promises to be the most explosive resurrection Port Charles has witnessed in years. The timing couldn't be more perfect or devastating. With Monica Quartermain's recent passing and her will about to be read, the family is already in turmoil. Jason Morgan and Drew Quartermain have been grappling with their complex relationship. As twin brothers, both biological sons of Alan Quartermain, little do they know, their world is about to be turned completely upside down. A father's return from the grave. Picture the scene. Jason and Drew stand in the Quartermain mansion, still processing their grief over Monica's death. The reading of her will has already delivered its share of surprises, but nothing could prepare them for what's about to unfold. As they discuss family legacies and their complicated relationship with their Quartermain heritage, a familiar figure appears in the doorway. Age Quartermain, alive, breathing, and very much not dead. The shock would be immediate and overwhelming. Jason, who has spent years believing his adoptive father figure was gone forever, would struggle to process the reality standing before him. Drew, still navigating his place in the Quartermain family tree, would be equally stunned to discover that the father he thought he'd lost years ago has somehow cheated death. The mysterious connection to Britt's boss. But A.J.'s return isn't just about family reunions, it's about power, control, and hidden agendas. Current storylines have revealed that Britt Westburn is being controlled by a mysterious boss at the Five Poppies Resort in Croatia. This shadowy figure has been pulling strings from behind the scenes, forcing Britt to work in their laboratory, while controlling her access to life-saving Huntington's disease medication. What if A.J. Quartermain is this mysterious puppet master? The theory isn't as far-fetched as it might seem. Age has always been cunning, manipulative, and willing to do whatever it takes to get what he wants. His supposed death could have been an elaborate shimmy way to disappear from Port Charles, fake his demise, and build a powerful criminal organization from the shadows. The Five Poppies Resort, with its combination of luxury facade and sinister scientific operations, would be the perfect headquarters for someone with A.J.'s resources and twisted ambitions. The science of resurrection. How could A.J. have survived Sonny's bullets? In the world of General Hospital, medical miracles happen with surprising frequency. Perhaps he was rushed to a secret medical facility, where cutting-edge technology brought him back from the brink of death. Maybe Monica herself was involved after all. She's had experience with staging deaths and secret medical procedures. The experimental work being conducted at Five Poppies could be directly connected to A.J.'s survival. If he's been developing life-saving medical treatments, it would explain his interest in keeping Britt alive and working for him. After all, she's one of the most brilliant medical minds in Port Charles, and her expertise would be invaluable to someone running a sophisticated medical operation. Jason and Drew's world explodes. When the truth emerges, Jason and Drew's reactions would be nothing short of explosive. Jason, who has always struggled with his Quartermain identity, would be forced to confront the fact that his biological father, the man he's spent years believing was dead, has been manipulating events from the shadows. The revelation would challenge everything he thinks he knows about family, loyalty, and justice. Drew's reaction would be equally intense but different. As someone who has fought to establish his place in the Quartermain family, learning that A.J. is alive would bring a mixture of joy, anger, and confusion. How could their father abandon them? How could he let them believe he was dead while he built a criminal empire? Britt's dangerous game. For Britt, A.J.'s reveal as her mysterious boss would explain so much about her current predicament. She's been trapped at Five Poppies, forced to work on dangerous scientific projects while her health deteriorates. If A.J. is pulling the strings, her situation becomes even more precarious. She's ruthless enough to use her illness as leverage, keeping her dependent on treatments only he can provide. The connection between A.J. and Britt also opens up fascinating possibilities. Both characters have been presumed dead and miraculously returned. Both have complex relationships with the Quartermain family, and both are willing to cross moral lines to get what they want. The perfect storm. Age's return would create the perfect storm of drama in Port Charles. His relationship with his sons would be fractured and complicated. His criminal activities would put him directly in conflict with law enforcement, including Anna Devane and the WSB. His connection to Brit would tie him to ongoing international conspiracies involving dangerous scientific research. But perhaps most intriguingly, his return would force Jason and Drew to work together in ways they never have before. Despite their complicated history, they would be united in their shock, anger, and determination to understand what their father has become. The ripple effects. The revelation of AJ's survival wouldn't just affect his immediate family. It would send shockwaves throughout Port Charles. Sonny Corinthos would have to face the fact that the man he killed in cold blood somehow survived. Carly would be forced to confront her complicated history with AJ. Michael would struggle with learning that his biological father, whom he's mourned for years, has been alive all along. Even Tracy Quartermain would be stunned by her nephew's return. The family dynamics that have been carefully rebuilt since AJ's supposed death would be thrown into complete chaos. A father's twisted legacy. As the story unfolds, viewers would discover that AJ's time in hiding hasn't mellowed him. If anything, it's made him more dangerous. His criminal organization would be revealed as sophisticated and far-reaching, with connections to international conspiracies and cutting-edge medical research. The Five Poppies Resort would be just the tip of the iceberg, a glimpse into an empire built on deception, manipulation, and the willingness to exploit even his own family. But underneath all the criminal machinations, there would still be the wounded son who never felt good enough, never felt loved by his family. AJ's transformation into a criminal mastermind would be revealed as the ultimate rebellion against a family that never truly accepted him. The explosive confrontation. The moment when Jason and Drew finally confront AJ would be television gold. Years of grief, anger, and confusion would pour out as they demand answers. How could he let them believe he was dead? How could he manipulate events from the shadows while they struggled with his loss? AJ's response would be vintage Quartermain defiant, self-justifying, and utterly convinced that his actions were necessary. He would claim that his family never really wanted him anyway, that his supposed death was a gift that freed them all from the burden of dealing with him. But beneath his bravado, there would be genuine pain, hurt of a man who always felt like an outsider in his own family. His return wouldn't just be about revenge or power. It would be about finally forcing his family to acknowledge him, to see him as something more than the family disappointment. The future of the Quartermain dynasty. Age's return would fundamentally alter the Quartermain family dynamic. With Monica gone and Edward long past, he would position himself as the rightful head of the family. His criminal empire would give him resources the legitimate Quartermain businesses could never match, but it would also put the entire family at risk. Jason and Drew would be forced to make impossible choices. They turn their father over to the authorities, or do they try to save him from himself? The bonds of family would be tested against the demands of justice, morality, and simple survival. In the twisted world of General Hospital, where death is temporary but family is forever, AJ Quartermain's return would prove that some secrets are too explosive to stay buried. The Quartermain brothers would learn that sometimes the dead don't stay dead, and sometimes that's the most terrifying discovery of all. Next, we will learn about the electrifying rise of Port Charles' youngest power players, who are injecting fresh drama and unexpected twists into the heart of the show. In the ever-turbulent world of Port Charles, a vibrant shift is underway as the spotlight swings toward its most promising up-and-comers. Emma Scorpio Drake, Jocelyn Joss Jacks, Trina Robinson, and Giovanni Joe Palmieri. These dynamic young talents aren't just filling in the background, they are commanding the narrative, with intricate plots that pulse with emotion, mystery, and raw ambition, often eclipsing the long-standing sagas of icons like Sonny Corinthos and Tracy Quartermain, while the veterans grapple with their familiar webs of betrayal and power plays. This new wave of teens and early 20-somethings is redefining the show's essence, blending heartfelt personal journeys with pulse-pounding intrigue that promises to shape the future of General Hospital. Emma's arc, in particular, stands out as a masterful blend of innocence and determination, drawing viewers into her world with an authenticity that feels both relatable and riveting. Picture this: Emma, the spirited daughter of legendary spy Robin Scorpio, and her steadfast husband Patrick Drake, finds herself thrust into a high-stakes emotional odyssey when her beloved family dog, Outback, a loyal golden retriever who's been her constant companion since childhood, vanishes under suspicious circumstances. Whispers among the town's insiders point to Professor Henry Hank Dalton's clandestine laboratory on the outskirts of Port Charles, a shadowy facility rumored to conduct unethical experiments on animals. In the name of scientific breakthroughs, Emma's relentless pursuit isn't just a simple rescue mission. It's a profound exploration of loss, loyalty, and the unyielding bond between humans and their pets, amplified by her own lingering grief over family separations. From her parents' globe-trotting careers, Breden Brunner's nuanced performance brings layers to Emma's character, showcasing her transition from a wide-eyed teen to a fierce advocate, her eyes brimming with tears one moment and steely resolve the next, as she confides in Joe, the brooding violinist who's become an unlikely ally. Their shared vulnerability culminates in a tender, rain-soaked kiss under the dim streetlights of the waterfront docks, a moment charged with potential that could blossom into a slow-burn romance amid the chaos. But the plot thickens when Emma stumbles upon encrypted files in Hank's abandoned office, hinting at a deeper connection to Britt Westburn's unresolved WSB operations, where covert agents once experimented with mind-altering serums. This fusion of youthful heartache with international espionage elevates Emma's story, turning her personal crisis into a gateway for larger conspiracies that could ensnare her famous parents. Social media is ablaze with fan fervor. One viral thread on Instagram declares, "Emma's battle for Outback has me glued. It's the emotional anchor we needed in all this madness." Her journey not only humanizes the Scorpio Drake legacy, but also underscores how even the smallest lives, like Outback's, can unravel the town's darkest secrets, making Emma a beacon of hope and complexity in a sea of adult entanglements. Shifting gears to Jocelyn Jacks, whose evolution from college student to undercover operative is crafting one of the most thrilling double-life tales in recent GH history, promising edge-of-your-seat suspense with every shadowy rendezvous. Recruited in a clandestine meeting at the dimly lit backroom of Kelly's Diner by the enigmatic WSB veteran Jack Brennan, was long operated in the gray areas of espionage's steps into a role that shatters her everyday facade, all without a whisper to her fiercely protective mother, Carly Spencer. This secret initiation stems from Joss's untapped skills in digital forensics, honed during late-night study sessions at Port Charles University PCU, where she's ostensibly majoring in business, but secretly acing advanced cybersecurity courses. Eden McCoy's portrayal infuses Joss with a magnetic blend of street-smart confidence and hidden fragility, her quick wit masking the mounting pressure of balancing textbooks with tactical briefings. At the core of her mission is Operation Five Poppies, a covert initiative to dismantle a smuggling ring funneling rare artifacts through the docks. Partnering her with the charismatic Agent Vaughn, a rugged operative with a mysterious tattoo, linking him to Brennan's old Cold War ops. Their collaboration sparks undeniable chemistry during stakeouts in abandoned warehouses, where stolen glances over surveillance feeds hint at a romance that could either solidify their teamwork or lead to catastrophic distractions. Yet, the real peril lies in Joss's home front. Carly, ever the intuitive matriarch with her own history of divided loyalties, begins piecing together clues from Joss's erratic schedule and unexplained bruises, her maternal instincts clashing with the thrill of her daughter's independence. This internal family rift adds a poignant layer, exploring themes of trust and autonomy as Joss weighs the cost of her deception-schooled. A slip-up dragged Carly back into Sonny's orbit, reigniting old vendettas. Fans are eating it up, with Twitter buzzing. Joss as a WSB spy. She's owning this total boss move. Her narrative cleverly weaves into Sonny's underground dealings, where a botched artifact drop could force an unlikely alliance between the mob kingpin and his stepdaughter's agency, proving that Port Charles youth aren't mere sidekicks, but forces capable of tipping the scales against the old guard's dominance. As Joss delves deeper, new invented twists emerge. Imagine her uncovering a personal tie to the smugglers through a long-lost Jack's family heirloom, forcing her to confront her own heritage while dodging Brennan's increasingly demanding orders, all of which heightens the stakes and cements her as a pivotal player in the show's espionage renaissance. No discussion of GH's rising stars would be complete without delving into Trina Robinson's precarious entanglement in a web of violence and hidden truths that tests her moral compass and unbreakable spirit, positioning her as the emotional linchpin of several converging plots. On a fateful evening, Trina finds herself at Drew Kane's upscale lakeside residence under the guise of a casual study session for their shared art history class at PCU, but fate intervenes when gunfire erupts, leaving Drew critically wounded and the scene swarming with police. Her unexplained presence there, coupled with fragmented memories of a heated argument she overheard between Drew and an unidentified caller, thrusts her into the crosshairs of investigators, including her on-again, off-again flame, Detective Dante Falconeri. Tabyana Ali masterfully embodies Trina's duality, her poised exterior cracking to reveal a storm of fear and defiance as she grapples with the implications. Was she unwittingly a witness to corporate sabotage tied to Drew's Quartermain connections, or something more sinister involving Port Charles' elite? Adding fuel to the fire is her daring collaboration with Kai Taylor, a tech-savvy drifter with a knack for locks and a shady past in juvenile detention, whom she enlists to crack the digital safe in Drew's home office. What they uncover: a trove of encrypted emails detailing off-the-books investments in experimental biotech will expose a scandal rippling through the town's power structures. But it also paints Trina as an accomplice in potential tampering. This high-wire act forces Trina to navigate her loyalties to her mother Portia, the steadfast doctor who's shielding family secrets about Trina's true paternity, and to her own burgeoning career as an aspiring gallery curator, where one wrong move could tarnish her dreams. Inventing fresh layers. Envision Trina discovering a locket in a safe containing a photo of her as a child with an unknown man, sparking a personal quest that intertwines her lineage with Drew's military history, perhaps revealing a forgotten affair that reshapes the Robinson DiMuccio dynamics. Fans adore her resilience, with Reddit forums lighting up. Trina's strength in the face of chaos is chef's kiss. She's the real MVP. Her story not only amplifies themes of justice and identity, but also intersects with the broader canvas, potentially drawing in Curtis Ashford's Pie Firm for backup, ensuring Trina's vulnerability becomes a catalyst for unity among the younger ensemble. Finally, Giovanni Joe Palmieri emerges as the enigmatic wildcard, his violin prodigy's poise masking a whirlwind of self-discovery that could pull him into Port Charles' underbelly, or elevate him to new heights of emotional maturity. The bombshell revelation that Brooklyn Quartermain and Dante Falconeri are his biological parents conceived during a fleeting romance in the Quartermain stables years ago, kept secret to protect his rising music career, shatters Gio's carefully constructed world, forcing him to reconcile his outsider status with a sudden influx of family expectations. Giovanni Mazza's acting chops shine through in these intimate scenes, his fingers trembling on the violin strings as he processes the news during a tense dinner at the Quartermain mansion, where Tracy's sharp tongue and Ned's skepticism add familial friction. Gio's supportive role in Emma's dog rescue amplifies his compassionate side. He uses his street smarts from busking in New York's subways to infiltrate Hank's lab perimeter, even composing a haunting melody that becomes their signal during stakeouts, deepening their budding connection. Yet, as he teeters between the Quartermain polish and Dante's cop grit, Gio faces temptations from Sonny Corinthos' circle, perhaps a lucrative gig scoring music for one of Sonny's legitimate clubs that masks money laundering, testing his artistic integrity against financial security. New elements could include Gio unearthing a hidden talent for cryptography from his mother's side, aiding Joss's WSB mission with decoded messages hidden in his compositions, or a subplot where he mentors a young orphan violinist, mirroring his own fractured upbringing and fostering unexpected alliances. Viewer reactions pour in on TikTok. Gio's identity crisis is so real, rooting for him to find his rhythm. Ultimately, his arc illustrates the show's timeless appeal, how personal revelations ripple outward, positioning Gio as a bridge between generations, ready to harmonize the chaos of Port Charles with his unique melody of resilience and revelation. As these young icons continue to dominate the drama, General Hospital proves its enduring magic lies in passing the torch to those who burn brightest, ensuring the streets of Port Charles remain a hotbed of surprises for seasons to come. Stay tuned for more spoilers that keep the heartbeat of this iconic soap racing.